This one's good. 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 This one's good.
No, you're right.
A plus. No child left behind. Alright, well, welcome back to Just Enough Garage. As you remember, 2 weeks ago, we were working on the Suburban. The wiring, I got as far as I could get in one weekend. I had mentioned this was the wiring harness from Amazon. It was $79. I think it's okay. I haven't finished the instructions. We've been doing it this morning. There's a lot of this you don't see because it's off camera that we do stuff. In fact, let me give you an update real quick. Turn this way. Ta-da! So last week we had the iconic engines, the flathead for the truck that, if you haven't seen the video, obviously you could go back. The 48 Ford, this small block Chevy. I haven't run the numbers yet. Maybe I'll do it before the video's over. I haven't taken it all apart. But what I wanted to show you was what a neat find. It should have been a Turbo 400, but it's not. It's a slip yoke. But then if you look up there, it's got dual bolt patterns, so it's built for the Buick, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, and a small block Chevy. This is that section. So if you had one of those engines, so in reality, I believe it's a Turbo 350 that can go on to pretty much anything GM ever made. Well, I kind of halfway told a guy I'd sell it to him because I thought it was a 400, so it needs rebuild. It moved the truck, as you saw, and it did a burnout at 50 miles an hour, but it was junk. Anyways, going back to the Suburban today. I've changed the alternator. I've gotten the wires connected for that. In fact, we lost our little propane torch somewhere. So we're going to try this.
What, you just don't want to weed burner it?
Yeah, I do want to weed burner it, John. That's the problem. This is one I'm saving. You end up doing quite a few of this kit. There are plugs and stuff, and this came with the plug, but you still got to connect it to your kit. Oh, look, there's a spider web. Anyway, so we're kind of doing this. Well, it's not very good. We sat down our really good torch somewhere and throughout the weekend of stuff we've been doing. Today's the 4th of July, so happy 4th of July if you're an American. That was independence from the British. Who's independent anymore, nobody knows. But the point is if you're from somewhere else, I hope your guys have a good holiday when your countries have holidays. So tonight's going to be upsetting to the dogs because everybody will be shooting off fireworks. And, you know, just be considerate if you're a guy that's shooting off fireworks. Well, it's too late. The video's over the time you hear this. But sometimes your neighbors got dogs and stuff, and we got one dog that's particularly susceptible. So we'll drug her up, lock her in the basement. Well, in the bedroom anyways. So let's take a look in here real quick. Come on into my hovel. So this morning it was so bright. John, he did a fabulous job. We got light bulbs. We went through and he's done all the light bulbs. He discovered that this green one we cut off because it was somewhere dead between here and there, right, John?
Yeah.
And that's our high beam indicator. We got all the other dash light bulbs, and the blinks changed. We also, you remember when I was using the grinder on this headlight switch and I ground it off and I thought I'll buy a new one? That's $69 from O'Reilly's, and it's not even the same switch, but it should work with what I got. So, and it's not even going to be here for 2 more days. These weren't too bad. This was only $21, I think, and it's essentially the same. These are just a button. So if you've never messed with these are the easiest part of the headlight circuit. The headlight power comes into this, and then it goes out either on high beam or low beam, or those are either way. I'm not sure, but it's just a switch, that one or that one. Always has power going through it. So if you try your headlight sometime and you've got one of these on the floor and it's corroded and full of garbage, I couldn't get any power to come through this one. You know, it makes the noise, but inside it's corroded. So that's a nothing deal. I'll probably recycle this plug, and I'll have to do what the last people did because they don't come with new plugs. If not, you can use connectors on these. I've done that before, like on my rat rod and stuff, and all that crap works, but Anyways, you cannot beat a factory harness. It's going to work way better than the junk you're doing today. What else we got going on here, John? Nothing? All right. Well, let's go out and take a look. I'll show you. We've finished all the lights underneath, all the headlights here. What I got here real quick, just keep you guys in. This is a horn. Oh, let me show you this.
Do you even have a horn?
No, we got to get a horn. This was the alternator that was on it, and it worked. This was the voltage regulator on it, and it worked. And this is the horn relay, which probably didn't work. But all this corrosion is through here, so it works. It doesn't mean it's. Can you see that in the sun? Mm-hmm. Anyways, there is a way to wiring it, and it shows in the diagram. So if you have one of those, you can work it. But what I ended up doing is what the kit suggested, because I had a more modern alternator, which was what you put one of those there, and then this was the what do they call this? Enticing wire, inciting wire. Where's my glasses?
Exciter.
I got to put my glasses on to read it. Exciter wire. So that then, in this power wire goes into the fuse panel, and then what I've been doing is pulling out wires and running them the way that the GM people did. This is my one that will go to the solenoid, and it's well labeled.
Solenoid power.
Solenoid power. So I have to pull the starter, put an end on that, and then I'm going to get rid of the original wiring harness down there. It's been by the exhaust manifold for years, so.
I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Oh, also I got to tell you, I got this made in China part. Upgrade electronic GM, Buick, Oldsmobile, Pontiac, and then that must say Chevy because it's written in Chinese. Anyways, this is supposed to fit that distributor. So this is essentially a pointsless distributor. I think it was like $49 off of, this was an Amazon purchase too. I don't know if it's the best quality. It's not really name brand, but it's a little inductor, and there's no instructions. Wonderful.
I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Was there instructions that came with this? What a bunch of cheaps.
There might have been, but you could have lost them.
I didn't ever open it till just now.
It was open when you picked the box up.
Well, it just luckily I know how it does. Anyways, because I'm converting that, it's been running on 12 volt for a while. I know how these work, John. This is as simple as pie. Gosh, I hope it works. I wonder what that wheel's for. Oh, I bet it goes like this.
I bet you should read the instructions we don't have.
Does that go on there like that? Well, maybe this will go in the garbage. Because what are those? Those must be the magnets that go by. Oh, I bet that goes on the distributor? No, it must.
No,
okay, I might have screwed myself by trying to save some money. The real ones are $100. These were $39 or $49. Maybe it's worth it to come with a piece of paper. Anyways, that goes in there. The red one goes to the positive. The black one goes to the negative. I know that because I did one of these on my 53 Ford a while back, and it had instructions.
Well, yeah, but that wasn't a Chinese one in it.
Yeah, okay, that's for later. Anyways, the point is I'm not going to screw with this until I get the distributor working via the system, because I know the engine runs the way it is. If I put power to it, it'll start. So I'll verify that the wiring harness functions, and then we'll move on to making an electronic ignition. Anyways, let's move this out of the way. This has been intimidating to me, to be honest with you. But everything's well labeled, so we'll work on the brake light switch, cruise power. We don't need that. We don't have cruise control. Fuel gauge, we do have one of those. We'll hook that up. Anyways, there's all this stuff's in here labeled. Headlight power. I don't have the switch till Saturday morning, so we'll put that over to the side. Anyways, I don't know that I'm going to film a bunch of it. It's difficult to do, to be an entertainer and an electrician at the same time. And frankly, I don't know that electricians are that entertaining. I have to take the steering wheel still apart and figure out what's going on there. I'll probably do that and let you know what I find. Anyways, let's see what happens. Okay, this is a technical question for anybody who's ever worked on these. Obviously, it was a 3-speed. It actually doesn't function all the way. See, it won't go down. It'll go like into your second and reverse, potentially. It didn't really move. Okay, great, good, grand, broken. This piece, you can see, has long screws on it. This one in particular right here has been dragging along there. Great, good, grand. I put it back on. Let me Sorry, you can't see. Let me get it. I'm doing this by myself again. Let's put this back on here. You got to pull the wires down there. Pull them out. Okay, now we're on here. What keeps this thing from moving? Remember I showed that in a video, that whole thing moves. If I hold this, let me try to get the camera just right. If I hold this stationary, of course the functions function. And this is broken right here, it's broken right there. And that engages with the back of the steering wheel right there. There's a little notch right here on the steering wheel. And that switches. As you turn, it'll center it right as you go by. Okay, good. That's broken. Don't care. Self-cancellation. Not a big deal. I've had these before. Someday, maybe once I'm done with everything else, I can go back and do detail. But how do I keep this from rotating? Is there parts missing? What does that? What keeps that from going? I mean, I'm a hack, but I don't want to be that hacky where I could just duct tape this whole thing all together and hold that stationary. This is aluminum, this is steel. I thought about maybe I got to weld a strap, maybe inside, weld something here that I can then screw to this piece. But this is loosey floppy loppy. That screws on. Somebody's been into it before I owned it, obviously. And that looks like it has a couple of screws somewhere that go into it. I don't think I'm filming very good. I'm not a very good filmer. Anyways, this is where quandary is. Anyways, these are the wires here for the signals. That's all it is. And then I was going to connect them, but I wanted to verify that this, I'm trying to do it right. And this is frustrating because hackery is quick. Right takes time. And how do I get this right? I don't know. I might have to weld something to the back here, slide it under, and then weld it to this, but then I can never remove it. So maybe if I weld something to the bottom, I can correspond it with one of those holes with a sheet metal screw, and that'll take the turn out of it. Anyways, I'll let you know. This is just it's taking a lot longer than I suspected, and if there's somebody out there who knows how to wire cars, hey, stop by Washington. I'll give you an opportunity. Anyways, I'll check back with you. Okay, let me show you what I come up with. John was good enough to figure out how to remove that just by yanking on it. It's the shifter. Don't need it. I'm building a new column. This is the original one. You see, they're very similar. Rusty metal. This was an exhaust pipe that I've cut down. I've notched it. I've tacked it on here behind. And now I'm going to install it with this. There's a bolt right here. Oh, the wires are in the way. There's a bolt right there. And then there's this. So I'm going to modify this wrench to accept that hole and to weld onto the stupid wire, sorry. Okay, let me show you. Anyways, I'm going to modify this wrench to bolt on there, and it'll go up inside and it'll weld. And then right now it feels good. When the wire went down through the center, it kind of wedged it. These are the wires I need for connecting to here. It kind of wedged it. It feels good. It doesn't have the self-cancellation because I have broken parts. That's like phase 2. Phase 1 is we'll just get it working. Anyways, I think that's going to work, and I won't have to do anything with paint or nothing. I'm just going to leave it because it just matches the patina. I'll show you the finished product. Let's get going on it. Okay, so yesterday we were struggling with that. I've ordered a light switch, a new turn signal indicator. I don't know what we filmed it. It's a mess. It wasn't functioning right. Somebody welded a piece to it, and it may have burned some wires. Hard to tell. Anyways, so today we're going to finish this. Our parts for that come tomorrow. So let's talk about this. Get in here, Johnny. I'm going to show you what to do. First, we're salvaging these parts, so we're going to want to save everything we can save off of this, which we can't save nothing but the engine. It's all covered in mouse grains. I'm going to blow it off. We're going to do a compression test while we have it stationary in the truck frame. Then we'll haul it out of here, put it on an engine stand, and get rid of the rest of this junk. So stand back or you'll get this in your mouth. That mouthpiece. Oh, that mouthpiece sure makes that stuff sticky. All right, come on over here. Where's my... Here it is. I need my battery. Making a circle. So I've zip tied open the throttle for a compression test. You want to have the zip. Oh, look at all that dust. You see it on the air?
I can. I don't think the camera can.
Well, it's there. It's so dang hot today. We're all disgruntled. Is that the right term? So let me show you a couple of flaws with this that I've discovered. John and I actually took the numbers off of this yesterday. It's a 0. What did we say it was a? Let me read that. Well, you can see it. Anyways, it's a 350. Whether it's a 2 or 4 bolt main, we won't know. The K up here on the pad. In fact, I wrote it down. Let me show you that. Yeah, I got it written down here. So this is a 3970010 block. And then this is the pad number right here. K, which we found out was St. Catharines, Ontario is where it was cast. I don't know what the rest of this jazz means. Well, just show them right on the cardboard.
Well, yeah, I was showing them where it is, so if they want to look.
So that could be 11 month, and 6 would be 76. These were produced between 69 and 79 according to the internet. And this was supposedly a 77 truck. So it could have been produced in the late November of 1976. TBK, I don't know. Truck? I don't know. It doesn't matter. There it is. Let's take these spark plugs out. I'm not even concerned about firing order because it's never going to run until I am done with...
It's never going to run again.
I take totally good running engines, John, and I just disassemble them. Give us 5 seconds to get the battery set up. I wish it was hotter today, John.
Yeah.
So this is the main harness. That's blue? That ain't the right color. Let's see if this is the right one to start the starter. Why is everything so short? Disconnect that. Don't need that. Okay.
Oh, no, it won't run.
Not that one. Is this purple? No, that's red. Do we have to use our eyes down here? So it's all red going to there. So there should be a little wire on the far inside of the solenoid. See, this was all on the exhaust anyway, is it?
Yeah, it got melted.
Whoever put the transmission in didn't connect that thing properly. Well, I'll just strip them all. I thought it was purple, but what do I know? These go to power. So.
That was blue.
Yeah, well, it was closest one. What is this one? I think that should be it.
That's the next closest. I think that one's red, though.
Under the red tent, John, everything looks red. Not it. Try this one. Way too heavy. Why is your battery so far away? You can see that one just goes to there, so that's totally not it. Not it. Not it. Okay, these two are not it.
This one kind of looks purple.
That one? You want to try that one? I think that's it. Oh man, look what we just did. Idiots.
Well, who did that?
You know,
Couldn't have possibly been that one.
between that stupid oil the other day and this stupid oil today,
You're making some stupid mistakes.
delay it again. I'm gonna put a hose on there. Idiots.
What you doing?
Well, I'm gonna cut myself. See, somebody who took the radiator out used a grinder to take it out.
Yeah?
Which solved a problem at the time,
Solved one problem, but not all the
but
problems.
then it created a second problem for a guy who wants to do a compression test. I find nut drivers work better on these, John, than screwdrivers. You don't poke your hand as easy.
You could do the impact gun and then crush the hose and the clamp.
Oh, I'd probably strip it out.
Only one way to find out.
Okay. This is going to be a big enough loop that we don't have no problems with it overheating transmission during this here test. Well, that oil looked good when it shot out of there. Whoever put that gallon of oil in it and wasted that gallon of oil to load it on their trailer. It looked like it was leaking out of the rear rear driveline seal when it's been sitting in the yard. Okay.
It's also leaking out the front.
Not anymore. That's going nowhere. Oh, you know what we need to do?
Right this second. What?
Get our pin and our cardboard out.
It also looks like it's been leaking from all of it.
Well, it probably needs to be resealed. It has sat in the forest for 25 years, John. Give it a break.
I don't want to.
Remember the other day in the video when Mary got mad at me for throwing this cat litter here? It turned out it was only a few feet off of where it needed to be.
Yeah, I guess you needed to throw the cat litter towards where the truck was going.
So let's make a picture here.
Wow, picture.
This is offset. See, this is your #1 cylinder.
Why are you telling me?
This is the front.
You're telling me
Now,
they
I
can't
think-
just hook that one to
I
that
think
one?
they go 1, 3, 5, 7.
Oh, what a weird way of counting.
And these are 2, 4, 6, 8. So if we were to put the weasel doodad in here, you gonna push the button or watch the needle?
I'm gonna watch the needle. That seems like more entertaining.
All right, I'll push the button now that we know which one it is. Watch your fan, huh? It's gonna rotate on your arm.
My arm ain't in the fan.
Not yet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. What did it do?
It jumped up to 120.
Why did it leak down?
I don't know.
It's supposed to hold its pressure.
Well, it wasn't.
There. So it was up to 120?
That's
Hold it up this way so I can see it while it's cranking. What is wrong with that? It's supposed to hold them in there.
I don't know.
Let's try it on another one. I don't want to write that down yet because it usually holds it and goes.
Well, do the. Or did you already?
There's nothing in it. Is my gauge gone bad?
No, you're gonna have to buy another one.
Is the check valve here not check valving?
Oh, where's a tiny screwdriver? Can you see anything? No, it's blurry.
Got a piece of debris in it?
I don't know. Pause you guys real quick.
I can't see nothing in there.
Well, get better eyes.
It doesn't feel loose. Well, maybe it needs a new Schrader valve.
Too bad we don't have extras of those.
Do you think a tool that I bought in high school could have wore out finally?
Spray some brake cleaner in there. I'm sure it'll fix it.
Lifetime guarantee.
Oh, that means you can go back to the store and get another one.
That store's long gone, John.
Well,
Alright.
it was still a lifetime guarantee, just not your lifetime.
See if it's about the same 120. That's a good number. We like that number.
We like the number, we just don't like the tool. Not giving us the number constant.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Well, it was slowly getting worse. It was jumping mostly between the 90 and 120.
So we can't tell though unless it holds pressure. So let's go ahead and destroy this tool too. Traded the Schrader valve with a different one. Let's see what happens. We'll know right away if it's working. There'll be signs. Here we go.
It's holding.
What did we get?
Just above 40 psi.
That's a good engine. Huh. What the hell, really?
Yeah, that's why.
It didn't leak down from there?
And it didn't go higher.
That would explain why it had no balls. Gee, I wonder why they parked the truck. Oh, has bad compression. Now, it's true it hasn't ran in a while, and sometimes the compression will come back. It don't really matter. We're going to pull the heads on it anyways and regasket it. So before we spend money on it, we'll verify that the heads are, that
everything else is good.
The valves aren't burned or nothing. Hold that like that so I can see it too. I like excitement. I wish this wire was longer.
Well, you could have put it on the other side of the truck too.
Here we go. That's a real good one.
Yeah.
Maybe a head gasket's bad on that side.
Maybe.
That would explain 2 cylinders side by side. So what you're saying, John, is once again trying to cut a good deal. I've done all this work to disassemble this thing to save this engine that was, frankly, probably not worth. Well, we don't know that yet. I don't want to be judgy.
Well, you got a weird transmission out of the deal.
Well, and it could have a 4-bolt main. Maybe it just needs heads. Maybe that's why. See, that's why I always gasket them. I knock the freeze plugs out, so I replace that. But I wanted to know what we had. I was hoping it'd be like all 180 and stuff, you know, high compression thumper cam, fuel injection. Anyways, here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna say that there's a problem with that whole bank. Or my gauge is no good, or that Schrader valve's no good.
Well, we're consistently now getting 40, whereas before it was jumping to 120.
Well,
you're having a great day, aren't you?
I'm not even going to check number 2 again. 3 of them over there are crap, so let's go over to the good side.
Oh yeah, sure. This side will be good.
Remember what I said early on? I thought I was making a good deal because I got this, that. I'm not going to fault the guy who sold it to me because you never know these things till you get into them yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But it is frustrating when you try to go cheap and hope you can go cheap and end up with something good. Cheap and good don't go hand in hand anymore. Is this the one I want? Where the hell is it? That one?
That
okay.
wire.
Yeah, let's try this one. Look, I'm going to have to say it's the gauge.
No, there's no way it could be the gauge.
Because if the engine wouldn't even run at that, and we know it runs good. You know what I'm going to do? Stop checking. I'm just going to stop checking.
They're all 120.
There's no way I could have 5 bad ones in a row. What do you think? This one's going to be 42?
Oh, probably. Watch, this one will go to the right pressure.
It ran too good to have this kind of compression.
What? No.
I bet this Schrader valve's so good it won't let the air in now.
Yeah.
Trade it with another one.
Hey, you could keep putting, you could put like 7 different ones in there.
So the Sears and Roebuck company that I think is defunct and out of business, your gauge only made 25 years. Actually, the gauge is probably all right. It's the hose that goes to it. Potentially. This one? All right, let's try this one.
See, that one makes good pressure.
That's a good one. You should be able to just go. Well, whatever, they're all the same. That's good, right? You want an engine to be all the same, balanced.
Uh-huh.
You know, you're coming out of a corner, you're giving her a big old floor barrel, foot flat to the floor, wide open throttle. This thing's gonna ease to life. Not leap, ease to life. We put some chrome on it and it'll be all right.
It's this one with the weird looking colored end. Back to 40.
There's huge compressions. This thing doesn't work. And I normally would just throw this thing in the garbage and throw it out in the woods, but I'm going to be trying to figure out why it don't work. Let's get a different Schrader valve. Put that on pause, John.
I don't want to. New Schrader valve.
Yeah, trying again. Maybe they're not all the same. Maybe this was a special one.
I guess you're gonna have to go back to Sears and Roebuck 25 years ago.
Get my time machine, go back and... Now this one here is a handheld.
Yeah, you hop in your DeLorean.
Yeah. All right, here we go. It's literally pushing it away. Look how hot that is.
Yeah, well, this one's going to 90.
That's my best one yet. This one went to 60. Maybe it really is 60. Here, let me use two hands on that. You be starter boy. All right, go ahead. What does that say? 125?
Yeah.
All right. So what did we learn?
These aren't as junk.
Now that one says 90. Roughly 90. I think you gotta... Let me get a... to put the on that. So the engine ran too good for it having 40 pounds of pressure.
What? No. Why is the engine making noises like it was warm from running?
It's a Chevy, man. It's always ready to go. So we just saw 90 on this one.
Uh-huh.
Man, this is making a good video. All my tools are junk. Do you think I'm going to throw this away? No.
No, you're just going to keep changing Schrader valves in it until it gets close.
Until I'm happy with the number. Manipulating the numbers. Should I put my hand right here while you crank it?
No, put it on the alternator.
All right, go ahead. Keep going. Okay. Well, we got like 120 and it was still pissing past my... Engine's good. I determined it's good. You know why? Let me tell you why.
Because the other one was consistent, and this one seems to be consistent. And this one says it's 120.
I bet that must be metrics. Let me tell you, when you're done, come on over here so you can know.
You lie on the paperwork.
Yep. All good. This one's good, 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 this one's good.
No, you're right.
A plus. No child left behind, no Chevy engine in the dump. They're all good, 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 good.
You're supposed to make one of these bad.
No.
So that later when
No,
you're...
it's a star.
So that later when you're like, oh, why does it run bad? You can blame that one cylinder.
There's your report card. Clean bill of health. Let's pull that sucker out, put it on a stand, and rebuild it. All right, you're gonna watch me use a cutting torch in my sandals. You don't get tough, John, unless you make yourself tough. Let's go get tough. I need to cut the exhaust pipe off and the drive line because I want to use the yoke as a plug for the transmission. I've got it unbolted everywhere. Should be able to lift it right out. Oh yeah. Oh, she's happy. Let's go. purposely left those 2 bolts in the bottom of the transmission. And I purposely did not take the torque converter off. Somebody had already got the cover off. We pull those 2 bolts out, we put a chain on it, we might be able to wiggle it out, put the jack under there. Somebody's got these pins hanging up on it, so it's going to be a bugger. Then the torque converter will take off when we got it hanging in the air. We'll put the torque converter back on, then use our cherry picker to come over here and lift this off. At hence time, we will then remove said last 2 bolts. Maybe this has just got a 1 bolt, I don't know. But look how low this thing was. Is that hot?
Of course it's hot.
Just the spot where it was hot.
Just all of it.
See, that thing should be in there with just 2 fingers. So whoever assembled this got like, oh, this will work, and it did. But
For 20-something years.
you know, I guess if you really loaded the truck heavy, then maybe that's why they left that there. I mean, it has gravel packed into it. Maybe it was a dump truck.
They couldn't find the chain they wanted, so they found a chain that will work.
We could have crushed that. Mary's going to crush that?
Crush what?
The top of the motor.
Anything?
Right about there
Yeah.
and
The
there
head
where it's
covers?
crushing.
Goofball.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. Only one way to find out, for
Are you going
suresies.
to fall into the Grand Canyon? Well, maybe.
It gets sure windy there.
Can you fly a plane?
No.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, Mary, you're missing the best part of the whole job.
I don't know where I'm meant to film. Nobody's giving me any direction.
Where am I meant to
It
put
just
me
slipped
weight?
apart, just like it was graceful as could be.
Like butter. We saw the engine shift, but we
Yeah,
didn't see it shift out of the transmission.
It said, free me from these husks that I am in and allow me to be. He doesn't know he's going to a worse car. I couldn't answer that. But obviously, we're not taking the torque converter off today.
And now it's the right socket.
It's back to 9/16.
It's the wrong socket for this one. It's the right one for that one.
You know, you
Rednecks.
could switch jobs.
Rednecks have touched us before me. Rednecks.
We got rednecks right now with the shine through from this red sun
well,
tint.
you know.
Just red tinted, but not red sunburned.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the 9/16 spot.
Now it's going to be a mystery on the last one.
Okay.
Are you ready, Paul? 3, 2, 1. Oh, that's a lot easier with help. All right, right about there.
Back a little.
Why you shake your head? You're taking lead over here.
Should be ready so my toes don't come off. Put it on there proper.
Safety shoes today.
It's the wrong size.
Yeah.
Why don't you keep the socket in your pocket? A pocket socket.
I don't like things in my pocket.
Bunch of clowns.
Yeah, I think I said that twice already since I've been out here. Are you holding it tight enough?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you want to put some cushioning below it? Disengage.
I think it came from a junkyard.
I think this is a different size
Oh,
than
yeah.
the other two.
In 300 and some years from now. February 2342.
Give me those bolts. I don't want to lose them.
The 3 different size bolts.
According to you.
Yeah, I think they all look the same, John.
Okay, put this one on. All 3 of them.
Hey, I told you I don't go backwards. This one is definitely different.
You had to go backwards multiple times.
Look at that one's floppy loppy. There's no way that even belongs in there.
Hey, it held it together, and it's okay so
Hopes
far.
and dreams.
Yeah.
Hey, it survived the burnout.
All right.
Hope,
That
trust,
was
and
a
Pixie does.
highlight of this thing's life. Was a burnout a week ago. Okay, let's move on.
Hope, trust, and Pixie does.
So, quick update. It's Sunday evening. We're trying to enjoy the coolness that's been burning us up out here in Washington.
It's still 90 degrees.
Yeah, it's hot. This is the part number in case somebody's interested and you have a mid-60s Chevy truck. Okay. This said part. You remember seeing previously in the video, I had taken this exhaust pipe and made my own steering column cover. Great. I'm at the point now where I've got the dash back in and I'm going to go ahead and see if any of these wires can make my turn signals work. As part of the assembly, this is my complaint.
I said it looked like a flashlight.
Yes. Is this right here is supposed to index into there. You can see that
I don't want to.
it doesn't. So now, do I try to grind the plastic? I try to grind the handle.
No. You should get it real hot and push it in there, so then it's heat sealed into place.
The reason I had to get a new one, Mary.
But we all saw how wiggly the last one was.
The last one was junk, and I could never figure out why it didn't work. Let me get it.
Hates ya.
So this is the last one. Okay. So if you guys have been following me at all, you see all this plastic was broke. This was the self-cancellation when the steering wheel engages into that. This part clicks these switches in here. I couldn't get one of them to click. They're just too corroded. They're old. The horn had been chewed off.
By you or?
Nah, by whomever. It's got a new bearing in it. And then somebody welded this piece and kind of got it hot, which I don't think affected it, but I think it was time for a new one. These were like 116 bucks. Probably could find them cheaper now that I know the part number. I bought it at the store because if it was wrong, I could return it. If I buy it online, it's a big mess and takes time. So now I guess I'm going to go modify the handle. And then we're ready, Mary, to put this in, and I've custom made a mount for it.
Quality workmanship.
And I had to cut the plug off, which is all right because A, it didn't fit into my column cover, but B, well, frankly, they didn't match anything because I've got bare wires. The plugs are all gone. So stand by and I'll get back with you. Okay, so it's dangerously close to being too thin. Thanks a lot. It kind of fits. I'm afraid to go anymore.
Did you measure with a tool or your heart?
It's a fit. You just grind a few micros off of there, and then you fit it, micros it, and fit it.
So you're measuring with hopes and dreams.
I'm measuring with eyeballs and, yes, hopes and dreams. Anyways, this screw, which, by the way, keep your original screws, go in there. All right, you can come on into the truck now. This is a real family effort at this point. So now, this gets put in here. What the heck? It's not going down anymore?
Original screw don't like it.
It was with it. Oh my gosh. I don't think it's going down anymore.
It's not.
So was it stripped out already?
So you happy with your purchase?
Oh yeah, it's the best ever.
I think it's working great.
Step on it and get it in tires and stuff.
Okay, so it sounds like what you gotta do is after you grind your part to fit, then you gotta go find a screw. What did it just strip out, right? It didn't.
Yeah, it's stripped out.
Because they made the hole too big. Because this just never tightened up. Now watch, it'll work perfect without the part in there. No, it seems like it's bottoming out. Great video, Darian. Yeah, what are you doing? Well, I'm throwing away another $116 worth of parts. So now if I shorten the screw, maybe it'll work because it's cut for plastic. All right, put that on standby, hot standby. Okay, so.
Did you find a screw?
Well, these three, well, I've modified one already. These screws came as a replacement in the box for what holds the plastic to the steel. But I'd already modified this, so I reused my original screws.
Modify the modifiers?
Yes.
Is this calculus?
Yes. Okay. If you want to be a custom car builder, just try to restore an old car with modern parts. You got to customize everything. So now, will this screw fit through this hole? Not really.
You got to drill that hole bigger now?
I don't got no room.
Yeah, I know you had to skinny it up, and now you got to.
Okay, it will go. Ay, ay, ay. And you guys wonder why I say things like, come on, China, get it together.
It's not going to fit in there now, Darian.
Do the hokey pokey. Oh, man, I just got the feeling this is going to go bad.
Well, you got no windshield either.
Oh, yeah, one of these. Let me guess, made in China.
Oh, I saw a flicket of a, oh, big dog. That's a little dog. This is the big dog.
Give me some more juice, John. Okay, here we go.
Looks hot enough.
Well, now am I fast enough?
Oh, you gotta be quicker than that.
Oh, you almost got it. No, I can't get it now.
Need 3 more hands. You gonna pilot it in crooked?
No, I'm gonna put it. Son of a gun, Mary. Why are you watching me do this?
I figures if we're melting it, you want it done right.
I figure I might have only got one shot, and I screwed it up because I didn't put the handle on, thinking I could cut threads with a hot screw.
That's why I'm asking. Not bad. Not great.
So you remember back in the 60s? Of course you don't. But they used to teach people, at least when I was in school, they taught you how to use your hand signals. We are going to go over that again. This is going to be a hand signal only vehicle. And just like that, I'm as good as it ever was. Oh, okay.
Smooth like butter.
Okay, so if you go to buy one of these, just remember you need to get a weed burner to start with.
It's been a great tool. We got it for weed burning. It's been used for about 6 other things, but weed burning in the time it's been with us. It's also weed
You could
burning.
probably cook a hamburger with it if we figured out how to, you know.
Oh,
A hot
no.
dog would be easy.
I know how to do
His
it.
brain's getting too big.
All right, come in here, Mary, and watch the final.
His ambitions evolving.
Watch the final countdown here. This is a tack wire. I left it out here on purpose, so don't anybody go all, well, you got that extra wire. It's not extra.
It's an untack wire.
Oh, taser wire. Somebody roll up and you don't want them to, and they put their hand on the, you just with the wire. So zap them.
That goes into one of these holes here. It goes right there. Duh, now that I can see.
I can see clearly now, my brain is gone.
You know, I think when I get this finished, I'm going to take it out to a field and park it for 30 years. All right. Now, if there's any hope that any of these wires match any of these wires, we're on our way.
Yep.
Now, one complaint I'm going to have about Amazon, if you're listening to Amazon, if you ever listen to anybody Amazon,
Yeah, we all know how their warehouses work.
contact the people here in Photocopy, China. I think there was a company name on the box. It was written in Chinese, so if anybody spoke it. Anyways, there is no diagram. There's a headlight one, there's a dash switch one, but there's nothing for the turn signals. Zero, zada, not a zip.
I missed that page on Photocopy.
So that would be super handy. What did we decide last time? That power came in through the purple, John?
I don't know. I think ours was shorting out since it got hot.
Okay, so we got our setup here. We're running a battery charger over there, so we're isolated completely from the electrical system. I got it at 2 amps, so it doesn't really make a very big spark when it... Well, it didn't. Anyways. Oh, great. You gotta make sure you're good to go. Did I just trip it up by messing around?
Of course you did. Even though this will shock you before.
What the... Why is everything junk that I own?
What a shocking turn of events.
Oh, there. Now it's happy. This is made in China, too. This is made in China. Okay, so purple is what we think is power in. Boom. Now, we got it. So let's go left turn. And now there's going to be 2. So that is sending power. And what did we say? It was yellow and blue, right? Those are our left turn. Now, there's 2 different ones. And they're on different circuits. So that when your foot's on the brake, it doesn't backfeed to the turn signal on the front and come on. You'll see that in cars. So then if I switch it here to the right-hand side, same power in, we should have the other blue and the green. Now I'm pretty sure this white one must be the horn. And then there's this black one, which I don't know what the heck it does. I think it's a ground, which I was going to put it to ground, but I don't know. All right, so let's go ahead and wire this mess up because we now know the signal works. So now we got to look through here and we got to figure out which one of these was power. This purple one was, what would this say, John? Your eyes are better than mine. Mary, did you go get a light from the shop?
Turn flasher.
Okay. That might be power. What did this one say? Horn. What did this one say?
Front signal.
Left front. Okay, so that one goes to the signal. So in theory, it should be this blue one.
Light blue to light blue.
Yeah, that's what it should be. Thanks, kiddo. Getting dark in here, but at least it's not so dang hot.
Yeah.
So this one should be connect. And we don't have the plug. We'll have to nip these and then butt connect them. Let's double check. So what did we say that was? Left? Left. So if I want to turn left, I'm going to put power to here. Power. And then touch that. And we should get a green light up here too.
Yeah.
We do. Hey Mary, did that turn signal come on in the hood? You got to look up there. The hood's open.
Up in the hood. Yes.
Go look at the back.
Okay.
Maybe John can go look in the back.
Yeah, John, you go look at the
It
back.
should be this yellow one. I'll put on the yellow one.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. So we can feel confident about hooking those two together. So let's just start doing it. Talking part's over. Let's just do it now. We might just make it after all. Okay, so this is a flasher bulb. Mary, hold the wire on.
It's on.
See that blinky blink? You see this one, a blinky blink? And they're actually working outside. And you hear the sound? So you see that flasher bulb goes down in that right corner? Okay, this is made in China. It didn't work from the factory.
Maybe it'll work now.
I doubt it. This was out of the 1964 Chevy Suburban stuff. This was literally probably put in the 70s or 80s. I don't know that it's American made, but it doesn't matter. It works. So John found it in the old harness to test, and it works good. So we're going to leave it there. There is another one. I believe that's for hazard lights. There was a switch. There was a light for that. We'll find it later. Anyways, I was going to put all this back together and hallelujah and that, but it's getting late. It's getting dark. So let's look at what we accomplished. Let's walk through it. Let's get a closure to the video because I'm not ready to start it today right now. Let go of the wire, Mary. So all we're doing is feeding power for the main line. I still got to go under the truck, connected to the starter solenoid. I've got to get all this stuff cleaned up. I've got to change the to the electronic ignition. I've got to put some rubber around that hole where it goes through. I still have to hook the fuel pump up and the gas gauge underneath by the fuel tank.
You don't want a hole in your firewall? Oh, a snack. Thank you.
We got to figure out where the horns go and the horn relay. We got to take stuff like this that did a wonderful job and throw it on the ground. And I think that's going to be it. Probably.
Can we have a cucaracha horn?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I think probably what we're going to do is over the next day or two finish it. You'll probably see it in the beginning of next week's video. I just didn't have time. The weekend got away from me. But I don't want to rush. And I don't want to hurry myself into a position where I don't want to do that. I want to take time and get some wire wrap and some loom and finish it out. I feel confident that it's going to work. Even though I'm not done, I feel good about it. Probably I've spent, for money wise, the headlight switch, the turn signal switch, the dimmer switch, the wiring harness, the connectors. I probably got $400 into this conversion, this wiring. Oh yeah, and the electronic ignition. So, good silly dog.
He rarely digs, and when he does, it's only in this spot.
Oh yeah, he likes to roll our ankles.
Yeah, in the
Real family man, that dog.
in the walking path.
Yeah, real family man. Anyway, so it's achievable to be done. It's not cheap. Don't think you're going to do it in 5 minutes. So take your time. I might be, you know, I might be the worstest guy at it, but we are making it work. We're doing it as a family. We're getting it done. So anyways, thanks for watching. Next week's video, I'm probably going to pull that small block Chevy out that we just pulled off the frame and do some more work with it, get it prepped up. While the summer months are here, I think I want to get the Z-Car set, get the engine transmission in, and then we can kind of work on it in the winter without doing some heavy lifting. And anyways, we're going to build a stand for the flathead so we can get going on that, assemble that. And this one's getting close. I said I'd sell it. I'm not opposed to that. So if someone's interested, hey, you know what? Come on up, but give me a couple of weeks to figure it out to make sure it's very nice. So anyways, thanks for watching.